the idea that both Ami and Naveen have done here of having 3-layer, 4-layer, 5-layer of mud plaster is unique. It's unique because that's the way in which our idea of marble comes from. The concept of marble comes when there are layers and layers of, for a want of a better English word, I say painful application. I asked Naveen, like, you do this, like, when they get holes in their hand, for which Naveen says, no, we change the labor. We don't let the same women do the same thing the next day. I appreciate the sentiment, but something is not a problem.
What's the problem? No, she's not doing anything.
She's telling you, I'm telling her, man.
What's the problem?
Hey, he's not talking about the wall yet. He's talking about something.
No, my dear. Don't make that mistake. I am talking about the wall.
Okay, what does it say? What's the problem?
Don't do that. Okay.
I've never been on a site of this kind in America. I don't know what that site would be like. Okay, I'm not even comparing America to this, even though there are a million comparisons I could make, but I'm not making any of those. When I'm saying I feel loved, I'm saying that I think part of that, I mean, it may seem like a stretch to some people, but I think part of that relationship comes from the kind of architecture we're doing. It wouldn't come from if we were making a cement cage with, glass frontage. But it comes from this kind of architecture because because we can sit there and say, no, the mud plaster, the moolie should be like this, and we pick up globs of mud and do it ourselves and show them, and then we are there with them and we're doing it together.
You pick up?
Yeah, we pick up.
No, what did you say? You pick up?
You pick up mud and you do it yourself. The architecture itself lends to a relationship like that.
So let me play my role. Huh? I propose to you that in America, clay has become a child's toy.
Okay.
So when you say pick up mud and do it like this, it means that there are certain prohibitive things that you do not do, and your family has schooled you in that perfectly. There are things that you don't touch, there are things that you don't play with, or if you play with them or you touch them, there is a standard form in which you play with them. For example, take clay. So every you pick up mud, you say you are picking up mud, no? You pick up mud. So when you pick up mud, and you can mold it into any form. In America, there are regulations about picking up mud, how to play with them, and ultimately, the form that they take is plasticine, and the way in which, how does a child, like Nitila for example, how does Nitila encounter clay? She does not encounter clay by going to lake bed and picking up clay and doing what she wants with it. It's given to her in a school where there is a pottery class. And that clay, fortunately in India at least, till today somebody goes to lake and picks it up and comes and dumps it there in a tractor. But I suggest that for you, your encounter with clay starts with the idea of something which can be moldable in any form, and it is a toy. Plasticine. An idea. Forget movie, all that. I'm thinking. I understood mud as, for the first time I understood mud as something which you buy in a shop. When you go to toy store in Commercial Street and you get this plasticine, colored this one with which you can make this, you can make that, make powder, and so on. Its chemical composition, I have no idea what it is, but it smells very much like kerosene, very much like oil, that kind of thing. For me, it is a surprise to find that 20 years later, the terrorists and everybody, all the bad guys all around the world who are blowing up things, are also using something called plastic explosive. So I see a whole generation being deprived of playing with clay, living next to lake, and trying to mold and being potters, if you like, one way of putting it. Has a flip side. Which I want to relate to you in terms of you feel people love you here because you felt unloved in America, and you don't get that.
No.
Okay, then
But I don't understand your premise that you only feel loved when you are.
Only is not my word.
That you feel loved when you're deprived of it. That doesn't make sense to me. Why?
Talk. I want to hear you on this. For me, the proposition is very simple. It's only in India that you can play with clay. In America, you can't play with clay because it is regulated.
Okay, there's an easier way to go. I think you want like a simple comparison where in India we have X, Y, and Z, and in America you don't. But it's not like that. This is the way I can best describe it. I've been to probably like 3 building sites in my life, or I had been before I came here. Okay, even projects I've worked on, I am on the 20th floor of an air-conditioned building, working at a computer for about 14 hours a day. That is my role as architect there. Okay, there may be other ways of doing it. Maybe. No, wait a second. This is what I'm saying. I don't understand all of what you're running around on. I'm trying to tell you what I'm trying to say. That I'm not saying there's no love in America. I've never felt love in America. Nothing like that. The simple thing is, as an architect there, I play the role that I just described to you. I'm in a building, imagining other buildings, and then putting that imagination into a computer. And here, for the last 9 months, I've woken up every day, can't wait to get to my site where I have my labor and my masons and my project engineer, and all of us are sitting there together, and but you're not there every day. You're not there every day. This is an everyday thing. I wake up and I can't wait until he comes to pick me up so that we can go there and make the next decision and just stand there and decide what looks good and just live that architecture. That I cannot get in America. That I'm pretty convinced I'll never find that again, ever. And so that is what I'm trying to say. So that's where the love comes from for me. Is actually I'm good at this. I don't give a shit about computers, and I don't give a shit about 20-story buildings either. I care about this stuff, and it's difficult to do that there.
Right.